ọba tó ròyìn ara rẹ̀ nínú Al-Qur'an tó ní huwallahu malikal mulk, òun ni ọba àwọn ọba, tutil mulka man tasha, òun lọ́ba tí òun máa ń fi ẹni tó bá wù òun sí ipò ọba, wa tanzihul mulka mimma tasha, òun sì ní ọba tí máa gba ìjọba lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó bá wù. Wa tu'izzu man tasha, òun lòun máa ń pẹ́ni tó bá wù òun lé. Wa tuzillu man tasha, òun lòun sì máa ń yẹpẹrẹ ẹni tó bá wù òun. Biyadikal khair, lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ní gbogbo nǹkan dáadáa wà. Adúpẹ́ fún, àyìn lógo, a sì wá tọrọ ìkẹ́ ìgẹ́ rẹ̀ lórí aṣáájú ẹ̀dá wa Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ẹni tí Ọlọ́run ọba fún ara rẹ̀ tó ròyìn rẹ̀ fún wa yí pé tí kìí bá ṣe wípé òun ti pinnu àti dá Muhammad ni, òun Ọlọ́run ọba ìbá ti dá ayé àti ọ̀run. Pé òun Ọlọ́run ọba òun ìbá ti sọ pé òun fẹ́ dá ayé àti ọ̀run, àmọ́ nítorí pé òun ti pinnu wípé òun fẹ́ dá ànábì wa Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ńláyé àti ọ̀run fi ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Àwọn kan fẹ́ kwérì eléyìí àbí ó ń ṣe wọ́n ní kàyéfì pé báwo ló ṣe jẹ́. Kódà wọ́n rò yí kó bóyá Ọlọ́run ọba kò mọ̀ tí ń sọ ni. Wọ́n ní ànábì Adam, wọ́n nígbà tọ́lọ́run ọba dá, Ọlọ́run sọ fún pé òun ni àkọ́kọ́ dá nínú ẹ̀dá tóun dá. Àmọ́ ńgbà tó wọnú ọgbà ibi tọ́lọ́run ọba kádàrá pé kó kọ́kọ́ máa gbé tá ń pè ní ọgbà Eden, wọ́n ní orí orúkọ tí wọ́n kọ sí ara ọgbà náà tí ń jẹ́ Muhammad Rasulullah. Wọ́n lọ wá ń bèè lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ọba yí pé ṣé bó lóòtí ìdá ẹnì kankan ṣáájú mi? Ọlọ́run wá ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Wá ní mímọ́ rẹ̀ Ọlọ́run, orúkọ kan ni mò ń wò lára ọgbà yìí, Muhammad Rasulullah. Ọlọ́run wá sọ fún yín pé òótọ́ ni orí orúkọ yẹn ń bẹ, àmọ́ mi ò tí ì dá onítọ̀hún, àmọ́ ẹni tó orí orúkọ rẹ̀ yẹn gan ni sábàbí ìwàsáyé rẹ̀. So láti fi padà sórí ntọ́lọ́run ọba sọ wípé laulaka ma khalaqtul aflak, tí ìbá ṣe pé òun Ọlọ́run ọba ti pinnu wípé òun máa dá Muhammad ni, òun Ọlọ́run ọba òun ìbá ti dá ayé àti ọ̀run àti gbogbo tí ń bẹ nínú ẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n àwa dúpẹ́ wípé Ọlọ́run ọba ká wa mọ́ ìkan nínú àwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn Muhammad náà. Kìí ṣe ọmọlẹ́yìn Muhammad lásán, ojúlówó ọmọlẹ́yìn Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam òun náà ni àwa jẹ́. Lórí àyà tí mo wá kà yìí, torí a ti sọ oríṣiríṣi ọ̀rọ̀ tó pọ̀ pẹ̀lú ra wa nínú ìbéèrè àti ìdáhùn àti ìfọ̀rọ̀wérọ̀ tá a jọ ń ṣe. Ṣùgbọ́n kí a lè
nǹkan tó ṣe jáde nìyẹn kó wà useful fún láti wá síbi mi.
Muhammad
and most of it are lè question.
Muhammadu. Okay, I am sorry.
Just to the best of your knowledge now.
Mohammed, this one what you want here? Okay. Oh yeah, I continue. Well, I go once here, man. Do you bag you belong by me? Oh yeah, I'm sorry, but today
I'm sorry.
I'm interpret it later.
No, I'm translate.
So I'm worry. Ẹ máa gbádùn ẹ̀. Àwọn àyà tí mo fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó ti tó ní ẹ̀kọ́ fún everybody wa ká lè fi mọ títóbi Ọlọ́run àti kí ẹnìkọ̀ọ̀kan wa ká lè máa fi yẹra wa wò. Ọlọ́run ọba ní wallahu malikal mulk, òun ni ọba àwọn ọba, the king of kings. Tutil mulka man tasha, and he gave this sovereignty to whomsoever he wished. Ẹni tó bá wù ló máa ń fi jọba. Ọlọ́run á rí àgbàlagbà ńlẹ̀, á ní kí wọ́n mú ọmọdé pé òun ni kó di ọba. Kí làwọn àgbàlagbà ń ṣe? Wa tanzi'ul mulka mimma tasha. Ọlọ́run á sì tún máa gba ipò ìjọba yìí, Ọlọ́run á máa gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹlòmíì, Ọlọ́run á máa gbà kúrò lọ́wọ́ wọn. We have the examples here and there. Even in Nigeria tá a ti wá, a rí oríṣiríṣi àwọn ọba. Ayé ìgbà kan náà máa ń sọ pé wọn kì í rọ ọba lóyè. Àìmọye ọba ni wọ́n rọ̀ lóyè. Even gan láyé ìgbà tó ń sọ pé wọn kì í rọ ọba lóyè yẹn gan, àìmọye ọba ni wọ́n rọ̀ lóyè. Ọlọ́tà ọ̀fọ̀ Ọ̀tà wọ́n rọ̀ lóyè. Zaki of Arigidi wọ́n rọ̀ lóyè. Olúkàrẹ́ of Ìkàrẹ́ wọ́n rọ̀ lóyè.
So what does that mean?
They removed them from the throne.
They removed them from the throne. Even the Sultan of Sokoto, one of the Sultan of Sokotos. Ntí mo fẹ́ fààyàn bẹ̀ ni wípé ẹni tó bá wù Ọlọ́run ọba máa ṣe àgbéga fún. Ẹni tó Ọlọ́run ọba bá sì wù, Ọlọ́run ọba á máa rẹ̀ ńlẹ̀.
I thought you were saying that they paid money to take the throne.
So wọ́n rọ̀ ọ́ lóyè. He was relieved from that post. It can make somebody to become the leader of the people. And at the same time, it can take that leadership away from that person. Ọlọ́run ọba máa pọ́n ẹni tó bá wùn lé. God gives honors to whomsoever he likes. And he dishonors others. Tí àwa bá wá ṣera wa ní ọmọlẹ́yìn Muhammad sallam, tá a ṣera wa lọ́mọlẹ́yìn Ànábì sallam gẹ́gẹ́ bó ti tọ́ àti bó ti yẹ, then kò sí ohun tó lè dènà ìlọsíwájú wa, kò sí ohun tó lè dènà àgbéga wa, kò sí ohun tó lè sọ wá di ẹni ìyẹpẹrẹ, kò sẹ́ni tó lè sọ wá di ẹni lẹ́lẹ̀, kò sí nǹkan tó lè sọ wá di ẹni tó jẹ́ wípé Ọlọ́run ọba ò ní máa bá sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ wo àwọn Lárúbáwá, Ọlọ́run ọba mọ̀ọ́mọ̀ ṣe àgbéga fún wọn látàrí pé gbé Ànábì Muhammad dé láàrin wọn. Ọlọ́run ọba dìídì ṣe àgbéga fún wọn torí pé gbé Ànábì dé láàrin wọn. Ẹ rí pé Hazrat Imam Mahdi alayhi salatu wasalam nínú ọ̀rọ̀ wọn nígbà tí wọ́n ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Ànábì Islam, wọ́n ní Ànábì Islam pé ipò tí ò dá ló dé bá àwọn Lárúbáwá, ṣùgbọ́n ó wá gbé wọn kúrò ní ipò tí ò dá, ó gbé wọn sí ipò tó dá. So àwa fúnra wa tá a wá jẹ́ ọmọlẹ́yìn Muhammad sallam, ó túmọ̀ sí wípé ipò tó dá ó wà fún àwa náà láti dé. Àwa tún wá yàtọ̀, ìyàtọ̀ ti wá ní wípé despite the fact we are the followers of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallam, at the same time we forge ahead by becoming the follower of Hazrat Imam Mahdi alayhi salatu wasalam. Others who claim to be the followers of the Prophet Muhammad sallam, they do not have that opportunity that you have of becoming the follower of Hazrat Imam Mahdi sallam. who has come to reform the Muslim of today. So, pé àwa wá jẹ́ ọmọlẹ́yìn Hazrat Imam Mahdi Islam yẹn, ìhùwàsí tí wá gbọ́dọ̀ wá yàtọ̀ sí àwọn tó kù láàrin àwùjọ. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ló wà lẹ́ni tí wọ́n bu ẹnu tí wọ́n fẹnu àbùkù kan Ànábì wa Muhammad sallam. Even the Muslims tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n fi ẹnu tí ò tọ́ wọ́n fi ń pe Ànábì. Then wọ́n wá lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀ nígbàtí àwọn ará àta àwọn tí wọ́n kì í ṣe mùsùlùmí náà táwọn náà wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ̀rọ̀ tí ò dá nípa Ànábì wa Muhammad sallam. Ṣùgbọ́n lẹ́ni Hazrat Khalifatul Masih wọ́n wá ń pa everybody wá láṣẹ wípé ká jẹ́ kí ìwà Ànábì kó jáde lára ẹnìkọ̀ọ̀kan wa. Ká dẹ̀ mú ìwà Ànábì yìí dé tí ìgbọ́ gbogbo àwọn èèyàn. Let people know who Muhammad is. From your own way of life. Let everybody know the characters of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallam through your own behavior. So that those who are saying bad things about the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallam will be proved wrong. So, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ló wà lẹ́nu tó jẹ́ pé ìṣe wa gan ò bá t'Ànábì gan mu. A dẹ̀ ń pera wa ní Mùsùlùmí, a ń pera lọ́mọlẹ́yìn Muhammad. Ìhùwàsí wa ò bá mu. Àti ẹ̀ lè fi pé àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ ọmọlẹ́yìn ẹ̀gan pàápàá. Ṣé ńgbà táwọn ará àta bá wá ń bu ẹnu àtẹ́lu Ànábì Muhammad sallam, ṣé gbà yẹn ni wọ́n á fẹ́ gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ wa lágbọ̀ọ́yé? Ìyẹn ló fà á tó fi jẹ́ wípé àwọn àwòrán kan tí wọ́n fi ń hàn lénìí nípa òṣìṣẹ́ ńlá Muhammad sallam tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé ó tún dá wàhálà alẹ̀ láàrin àwa tá a jẹ́ mùsùlùmí. Ṣùgbọ́n nítorí pé àwa náà ti fẹnu àbùkù a ti ń fi pe Ànábì wa Muhammad sallam. Eléyìí gan ni ìdí abájọ tọ́lọ́run bá fi gbé Mahdi dìde láti lè wá ṣe àtúnṣe àwa mùsùlùmí, láti lè wá pàtàkì Ànábì wa Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam àti láti lè wá fi àwọn ìwà rẹ̀ hàn. Ọ̀nà tọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ fi ń gbà ṣe wáàsí lénìí kò lè mú káwọn èèyàn gan kí wọ́n gbọ́ àgbọ́yé Islam. The way people preach Islam to the non-Muslims is always take them away from the true teachings of Islam and teachings of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallam. For example, some Muslims, whenever they are preaching, they abuse other people's religions, other gods of some other religions. And in the Holy Quran has warned everybody that you should not abuse them, nor abuse their God. If you abuse them or you abuse their God, they will come back to abuse your God. And they will not be punished, but you will be punished. But today it is the Muslim who started it, abusing them and abusing their God. Then how would they listen to you that the Holy Prophet has a message for them? They won't listen. So, ìwà yẹn tó wá ti wà lára gbogbo ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn wọ̀nyí, òun ló wá ń dá wàhálà sílẹ̀ lénìí. Tá a bá dẹ̀ lọ wò, when you study the Holy Quran and you study the life of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallam, you can never see any place that the Prophet has ever been violent to other people's religion. In the history of Islam, we heard about a person who used to come to the mosque of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallam. In the mosque of the Prophet, where the Prophet used to stand for prayer and the person will come there and bow down and pass stool on the mat or on the floor where the prophet used to stand. The followers, the ashab of the prophet, one day, they want to fight with this person. Then the prophet said, no, don't fight him. Let him finish. After that, then the prophet came there just to pack away the stool and wash the place. And then let's start our prayer. So the prophet, the followers, the companions, they took it away from the prophet. And the prophet now tells them, what you are doing, you are getting reward from it. It's a rewardable act. Every day, this person used to come there and do the same. And nobody has ever said no or tried to fight him. One day, the person did not come. Then the prophet asked, we have not seen this person today. Somebody said, I think he was sick. So he is unable to come out even out of the room. And the prophet said, let's go there and say salam to him and pray for him so that Allah will grant him sound health, so that he will come back to continue what he has been doing. When he did this, the man said, those who even sent me to come and do such a thing to you, they never come here to say hello to me. You people that have been doing bad things too, you are the first person to come here to even pray for me, and I'm healthy. Now, today, I become Muslim. Ẹ wo ọ̀nà tí Ànábì Islam tó gbà ṣe wáàsí fún ẹni yẹn tó fi di pé ó di Mùsùlùmí. Ẹ wo ọ̀nà táwa Mùsùlùmí tẹ. Mo sọ fún àwọn Mùsùlùmí kan ní Nàìjíríà wípé ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́kàn rè lárí lára Ànábì. Tó bá jẹ́ yìí ni kí lẹ́ ṣe, wọ́n láwọn á bu ogun sí ni. Kò ní yà mí mọ́. Èyí tó máa yàgbẹ̀yìn nígbésí ayé ẹ̀ ló ti yà wọn. And it is true. They will do that. Mo ní ẹ fi yẹn sílẹ̀. A tún rí ẹ̀kọ́ mi lára òjíṣẹ́ ńlá Muhammad sọ́sẹ́là. Ìkan la sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn wípé nígbà t'Ànábì fẹ́ ṣe hajj tó lálàá tó wọ́n ní kán tọwọ́ bọ ìwé àdéhùn, wọ́n kọ síbẹ̀ pé Muhammadu Rasulullah. Wọ́n láwọn táwọn bá mọ̀ ẹ́ ní Muhammadu Rasulullah, kí láwọn fẹ́ máa bẹ́ ẹjà fún? Àwọn ò mọ̀ ẹ́ nìyẹn. So nípàdé lè pa orúkọ yẹn rẹ́, orúkọ Muhammad ọmọ Abdullahi la mọ̀ ẹ́ sí. And he changed the name from Muhammad Rasulullah to Muhammad, son of Abdullah. Then one of the companions was saying that, are you not the prophet of Allah? He said, I am. But these people said they do not know me as the prophet of Allah. So I have to write the name of my father. Nítorí kíni? For the sake of peace. Ṣùgbọ́n lẹ́ni ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn Mùsùlùmí àfẹ́ gbà láfíà láàyè. Àfẹ́ gbà láfíà láàyè àsìlá ń tẹ̀lé Muhammad sallam. Àwọn Mùsùlùmí mi náà máa bú àwọn ẹlẹ́sìn míì wípé Kristẹni àwọ̀ná, elégún àwọ̀ná, olóòṣà àwọ̀ná, àwọn idolaters, àwọn Hindus àwọ̀ná. Kọ́kọ́rọ́ ilé iná ṣọ́wọ́ Mùsùlùmí ló wà ní. The key to hell is not in the hand of anybody, it's in the hand of Allah. Ta ló sọ fún ẹni tó pé rẹ̀ ní Mùsùlùmí gan pé yóò wà àlùjánnà? Somebody came to the prophet that I do fast in the month of Ramadan. I believe in the oneness of God. I'm saying my 5 daily prayers. And I'm paying the zakat. I perform Hajj. Will I enter the paradise? The prophet said, if Allah wish. He said, what about you that you brought a message and will follow you? Will you enter paradise? The prophet said, if Allah wish. It is only the wish of Allah that one can enter paradise, not in what you have done yourself. Though all this must be put in place before you can be thinking of whether you will gain paradise. But that notwithstanding, it is not enough unless you have the mercy of Allah before you can enter paradise. It is under the rahmah of God Almighty that will make everybody to enter paradise, not on your own personal effort alone. So, tó bá ti wá jẹ́ wípé yẹn la fi mọ̀ wípé a fi wo àlìjánà pé àánú Ọlọ́run ọba ní gbé wa wọ àlìjánà, kí wá ní àwa ń bára wa jà fún, kí wá ní àwa ń bú àwọn ẹlẹ́sìn míì fún, tó fi di wípé kò sí tí wọ́n ń pariwo jù lẹ́nìí ju wípé ìjà ẹ̀sìn lọ. Àwọn mùsùlùmí wọ́n ti lè fa wàhálà jù, wọ́n ti lè dá wàhálà lẹ̀ jù, wọ́n ti lè ṣe, wọ́n ti lè mọ̀. And Ànábì wa Muhammad sallam tá a tẹ̀lé kò fẹ́rù bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ wa. So as a result, we have to change the ways we are doing things. And alhamdulillah, we are here as a member of Ahmadiyya. We are under the leadership of Khilafah, and we should try to follow to the letter all the instruction of Hazrat Sabirul Mu'minin. Torí nínú yẹn gan òun ni ìbùkún wà fún wa. Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè kó mọ́ ṣàìjọ́jà rẹ̀ kó ṣàánú wa. Ìwọ̀nba ẹ̀ tí a ti ń bára wa sọ̀bọ̀ látẹ̀ẹ̀kan àti ìwọ̀nba tá a tún wá sọ yìí, kọ́lọ́run ọba láàánú lọ kó má ṣe ní aburú fún wa láyé ń bí, kó má ṣe ní aburú fún wa nínú sàárè, kó má ṣe ní aburú fún wa ní ọjọ́ àjíǹde àlùkìyámọ̀. Gbogbo yín tẹ́ wá wà ń bí pátá, àtọkùnrin àtobìnrin yín, iṣẹ́ ajé ló gbé yín débí. Ọlọ́run ọba sì jẹ́ kẹ́ kéré oko délé. Lágbára Ọlọ́run ọba ẹ̀ ní rásájò. Lágbára Ọlọ́run ọba ń tẹ́ ń wá ń bí ọwọ́ yín á tó. Ẹ̀ tún fi lé àwọn ọmọ lọ́wọ́. Ẹ̀ sì wá kó èrè oko náà ẹ̀ kó dé ilé. Ẹ̀ tún fi rà ẹ̀ fi yá pẹ̀lú àṣẹ ti Ọlọ́run. Ẹ̀ wá ní ṣàárẹ̀. Ẹ̀ ní ṣàárẹ̀. Ọlọ́run ọba ò sì ní kọ̀dí àìmọ́ṣe sí yín. Ẹ̀ sì ní jọra yín lójú. Lágbára Ọlọ́run ọba ẹ̀ ní dẹni lẹ́lẹ̀, ẹni àgbégalẹ̀ máa jẹ́. Bọ́lọ́run ọba ṣe ròyìn pé òun lòun máa ń gbé àwọn èèyàn kan ga, tóun sì máa ń rẹ àwọn míì sílẹ̀. Ọlọ́run ò ní rẹ ẹ̀yin sílẹ̀, Ọlọ́run wà gbé yín ga. Ọlọ́run wọlá Islam àtọ́lá Ahmadiyya tó ń bẹ lára yín, ẹ̀ ní dẹni lẹ́lẹ̀. Àtàwọn ọmọ yín náà wọ́n ní dẹni lẹ́lẹ̀. Àwọn àrọ́mọdọ́mọ yín náà wọ́n ní dẹni lẹ́lẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àṣẹ ti Ọlọ́run ọba. Ìwọ̀nba tí a wí Ọlọ́run ọba láńlọ kó mọ́ṣẹ́ fi àlùbáríkà sí fún wa. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.
Does it not say somewhere in the Quran that we should not oppress people and we should not allow ourselves to be oppressed?
Yes.
Okay. Could
It's
that be why?
in the hadith of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu.
Could that be why some people would act the way someone responded to you? Because it's like oppression. For someone to come and oppress you, come to your place and pull there. That's oppressive. So I don't want yourself to be oppressed. So in that way, I'm not saying to do medicine so that they won't pull again, but you don't want to allow it the second time.
Yes.
Not many people would be that patient because you don't want to be oppressed. It's like oppression.
Yes, it's like oppression, but what we have been taught by the Prophet is tolerance. It is oppression. There is no way, everywhere people try to oppress. But if you try to tolerate them, then things will become normal. For example, the same person who has been doing so was being used by some others to go and do that to them. then let's see what they are going to do for you. And God is so kind to the Holy Prophet that he has never taken any drastic measure against that person. And later, the tolerance that the Muslims and the Prophet has for that person turned him to become a Muslim and leave the people who sent him to come and do such a thing. And in the Quran says, "Idfa'u sayyi'atin bil hasana." Repel evil with goodness. So instead of using bad for bad, use good to repel bad. Okay?
But it is in the same hadith I say, do not oppress and don't allow yourself to be oppressed.
Yes, that is the hadith of the Holy Prophet Islam. But what I read now is from the Quran. So the Quran now said, "Idfa'u sayyi'atin bil hasana." Repel bad with good. Okay? Repel bad with good things. So if you said because somebody has slapped you and you want to slap him back, that slapping may be by a way of mistake. If it is not mistake, maybe it's ignorance of what he's doing. And you are not ignorant. And that is why the Prophet said, if anybody does anything that is bad to you, then just say, Allahumma ihdi qawmi fa innahum la ya'lamun. Oh Allah, guide my people because they do not know what they are doing. So if somebody is acting ignorantly, it is ignorance. And when you talk of oppression, if somebody is having knowledge, you can oppress somebody who is unlettered. So such a person may be even one. Or somebody who's is a rich person and is looking like somebody who is a poor person. Is looking down upon him as if he's not a human being. So we can call that oppression. But what that person is doing is not that he's oppressing, but he's looking for trouble. He wants to know what are they going to do for me. And he has backing of some people that if you do anything to him, they would now come out in large number to face you, and war will begin. And what do we call it? What do we call it? What do we call it? They will say religious crisis, isn't it? So, but because they now tolerate him, and all what he has been doing, nobody has ever said, don't do it again. And once he does it and go, they will just clean the area. And then they will start their prayer. And even when he's not coming, they will even go to his house to pray for him. And then he was back to normal. And he now back to his sense that, okay, today I'm also going to join you, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So because of that tolerance, the Prophet won his heart to Islam. So hadn't been, they did not tolerate him, another thing will have happened. And that will not be a blessing. But what has happened at the end of it, it turns to a blessing, isn't it? So that is the meaning of that, what the Prophet did. So is to give peace, and by doing that, through this we'll gain so many people into the religion. See what is happening to the Jamaat even in Pakistan. If the whole Jamaat in the whole world will buy ammunition, don't we have the money? We'll buy ammunition to face the people of Pakistan. we will buy it, and we have backing of so many other European countries who will support the Ahmadiyya, that we are ready to fight and face the Pakistan. But yet, 2010 is a vivid example that 97 of our Jamaat was killed in one day. And yet the Khalifa said, no query and no retaliation. And all those people who are gone through the exercise, they should go and bury them. Those who are injured should be treated by the Jamaat under the finance of the Jamaat, and leave every other thing for God. We leave everything for God, yet the way the Almighty Allah has dealt with Pakistan, if we try to revenge or to say that we are going to fight them back, we would not have done as Allah the Almighty has done to them. You know, the following week, about 200,000 people were perished into that flood of 2010.
Was it 2010?
Yes, it's 2010.
The one happened before 2010.
But the large one, that is 2010.
Because I know there was one.
Because I have the record with me.
There was one, I think, probably 2007-ish. 2007.
That is the first one that happened.
Yeah.
That is the first one. And they are 19. They are 19. They are that one, they are 19. But the last one, that 2010, they are 97. And the one you are talking about happens in the month of Ramadan.
They went there to kill them
in 2007. So yeah, in the Fajr. It was in the month of Ramadan. So the last one that happened in 2010, before Ramadan. Ramadan is coming on the way. So that is it. And look at how God has dealt with them, of what they have done. So,
but they are not looking at it as if it's what they've done, because they believe Ahmadis are not Muslims. Yes,
they will not look at it in that way. But everybody in the other part of the world, they are seeing them that they are reaping the repercussion of what they have done to the innocent people. Look at Ziaul Haq. During the regime of Ziaul Haq, Ziaul Haq said Ahmadiyya is a cancer and is ready to exterminate that cancer from the body of the Muslims. And where they are going for that meeting, how they are going to finish Ahmadiyya, God finished them. And all the paper, because I read all the paper, all the news line, what they are saying is that,
was that the one their plane crashed?
Yes. He said, Ziaul Haq's death served him right. So when you now read the content of that report of those newspapers, you now see that all the atrocity committed by Ziaul Haq makes him to be punished by Allah the Almighty. And not only him, what about the Ali Bhutto, the president before him, who was hanged? He took over from Ali Bhutto, and they hanged Ali Bhutto simply because he called Ahmadiyya a non-Muslim minority. And they now call him that you are a non-Muslim, and then he was crying. And they said, why? He said, I'm praying 5 times a day. I believe in Allah. I believe in the Quran. I perform Hajj. I pay zakat. I do this. I do that. Then the judge was asking him, are the Ahmadi not praying 5 times a day? Are they not believe in the oneness of God? Are they not fasting in the month of Ramadan? Are they not performing Hajj? And you call them a non-Muslim? And they are happy when you call them non-Muslim. But you are not happy that we call you a non-Muslim. So, he was hanged to death. So, all those people who have been terrorizing this Jamaat have been punished in one way or the other. They may not even realize it, but one day they will realize it. So tolerance is the best answer to the ignorance. And when it is time for Allah to punish such people, that punishment will not come from our hand, but it will come from God. But everybody will say it that this is a punishment from God. This is a punishment from God. And those whom they are killing, instead for them to reduce in number, they continue to rise. They continue to rise. So, can you imagine? Can you see? And we are happy every day, but they are with sadness every time. So that means God is in our side because of the tolerance we have. And because of their own evil action that they are taking against those innocent people, God is punishing them. I think it's clear now. So, mo rò pásìkò tàjúdì gan ti fẹ́ tó báyìí o. Ó ti tó gan ni òkè ṣe pé ó ti fẹ́ tó. Torí tàbá fẹ́ ṣẹ́jú pẹ́ ní ìsìn fájìrì àbáwá ń bí o. Fájìrì àbáwá ń bí báyìí o. Báyìí lẹ́fẹ́ ṣe kí ni o. Ó ń gbọ́ wá sí ni ọkọ̀ sùn. Ó ń gbọ́ wá sí ni. Sáfù lílà. Ìyàwó má bínú. Mo farò gbọ́gọ́ rẹ̀ ṣeré o. Mo tọrọ ìyọ̀ǹda o.
Bí
Lọ́dún bá.
ẹ máa fi sáfù lọ́mù.
Ọ̀yá àgbà kẹ́sítọ̀ ọ̀gbẹ́.
You have you've done your Udu, eh? So people will do it now.
So, I'm sorry, my brother Mohammed. I'm sorry that I thought everybody here is Yoruba speaking people. Though I recognize Alaja, but I don't know. I don't know. I hope you are not annoyed. So I'm sorry.